I'm going to show you something that's been long promised, a super simple smoky eye. The best way to do it, in my opinion, uses only 3 things. So if you're traveling or you like to travel light anyway, makeup wise, 3 things for a perfect smoky eye that is super quick and super easy. The first thing is the Revlon Lustrous Color Crayon Stick. Now, it says new there, but when I bought it was new. It's not new anymore. They've got lots of them around, and they're just a thick stick of very black. Now, the second thing is a M.A.C 227. Now, you don't have to get the M.A.C one, of course, but just something like this, which is really dense and wide. So it's got to be at least, centimetre and a half wide and probably at least ½ centimetre dense. So it's quite dense. The third thing, and this is really optional. Oops, dropped it. There it goes. The third thing, which is really optional, is again a M.A.C 213 brush, which is one of these little tiny little funny looking ones, and they actually you know, get under your eyes and smudge. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is get your super easy, reasonably cheap Revlon crayon stick, and just roll your eye up. So just use the tip of your finger and just roll your eye up and just do a bit of tight lining on the inside of your eye. So you're just doing along that, I know it looks super starry, sorry about that, but just along the lash line. So you're getting a nice deep line all the way along your lash line. Now you see this eye's got nothing, which is, and this eye is nice and defined now just under that eye. So then we go along and do the same just on the inside rim of the bottom eye. Okay, so now we're rimmed up top and bottom. Okay, so just tight lining underneath the lash line, so just up and underneath, and then underneath in the waterline on the bottom lash. Okay, now this is the really funny part because it's kind of simple. Looks really bad when you do it first, but then of course, obviously you make it pretty. All right, so basically all you do is you get your crayon and you draw on your eye. You literally draw almost to your tear ducts, and not all the way down to your tear duct, all the way along the top of your lash line. So make sure that there's no gaps. So you've got all the way to the top of your lash line, and you draw this kind of like big cubist shadow line up to your crease. So just up to your crease, and it doesn't have to be pretty and it doesn't have to be pointed or anything like that. In fact, it's better if it's square. I'll just close so you can see just across there. So it's just square. All right, so you've drawn. You've got underneath your lash line already done. You've got your tight lining done at the top. Then you get this magic, the 227 M.A.C brush, so that nice thick dense brush, and you literally go into the crease of your eye and you just move back and forth. Looks really scary. It's my eye roll or whatever, but all you do is go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So just, you don't even lift the brush really, you just move it back and forth. So all you're doing is creating friction with what you've already put there, and you're smoothing all the lines out. Okay, so you do that all the way around your crease line until you've got a nice smooth looking, oh, my eyelash there. A nice, I've got eyelash extensions on, so they drive me a little bit crazy when doing this. So just until you've got a nice smooth, smudged out, smoky top part of your eye. Okay, so we're actually almost done. Can you believe that? I mean, one eye, but we're actually almost done. So now that you've got, look, I'm just going to zoom in so you can see. Whoops, this way. So I'll zoom in. Oh, it looks really funny, one eye done and one eye not done. So you can see that you've got a nice smudgy, smoky eye. We're almost done. We've just got to do that in a tear duct area and underneath. Okay, so let's go out again. Wow, that light's making me look really brutal. Anyway, okay, so now we get our M.A.C 219, and just go on the inside of your tear duct and just use that motion again. So just just blend, 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 just making it all fuzzy and just blending those lines. You just use this brush because it's, you know, it's smaller and it's designed to do the little cornery areas and things like that. Now, the only thing with this is don't use any eyeshadow or primer or anything like that before you do this, because this Revlon product doesn't work well with other eyeshadows and it will stick and it'll go chunky and it's terrible. So just use it on a completely blank eye and it will give you this beautiful smoky effect with almost no effort. Okay, now we're going to go underneath the eye. So, you know, looking down into the mirror, you're just going to paint just a tiny little bit more just under your lashes there with this crayon. Not too much and not going all the way to the tear duct, just kind of 3/4 of the way. And then looking down into your mirror, you can see what I'm doing here, hopefully. I might just zoom it in a little bit. Okay. So now we're just using the little is it 213 or 219? Little 219 brush, and we're just going into the corner, which you'll join it up a little bit and round the sides. Now we don't want a pointed smoky eye because a rounded smoky eye is far more modern than a pointed smoky eye. So we're not going up into a big cat eye. We're just keeping it kind of really neat and really just round the eye. So just smooth out and blend, blend, blend. And that's it. One side's done, okay? And then we just have to go back and go and do the other side because now it looks like one eye's been punched and the other one hasn't. See, look, smoky eye on this, plain on that, smoky eye on this. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go and repeat the whole thing. Back to our crayon, do our tight lining, so roll your eye up, look really scary, and go along that lash line. In fact, I'll just, you know, bring you in and just show you how I do that tight lining thing. Okay, this is how you do it. So you roll your eye up like this with, you know, your ring finger or your middle finger, and then just kind of rolling your eye up and you're going along the lash line. Really hard to do when you're just looking into a camera doing it, but there it is. Okay, so it's called tight lining. So you're just getting that waterline that's underneath it. And now we're going to go underneath and do the waterline along here, all the way along. Sorry, I'll have to look in the mirror for that. I can't do it to a video screen. There you go. So, okay, so we've just rimmed. It's real simple. All right, and again, we're going to pull, you know, just pull slightly and be gentle because we don't want to create, you know, premature wrinkles or anything like that. And just give us that really cubist, right up to the crease line, boxy looking crayon painting on our eyelid. So it's just the lid up to the crease and not further. So just the lid up to the crease, don't go any further. Okay, so I'm just going to close again so that you can see it. I might zoom it in a little bit there. So here you go, so you can see it's just like this funny boxy shape, but it's very, very simple. See, and even then it just doesn't even look that scary when I'm opening my eyes, but once we blend it out, it looks quite pretty. Okay. So although this video may take me, you know, 10 minutes to explain how to do it, once you've worked out how to do it and you've done it a couple of times yourself, you find it's like dead easy, really, really quick, dead easy, 3 tools, that's it. Okay. So just again, getting your 227 brush. I have to remember the brushes, I don't know. Anyway, your 227 brush and just doing that funny motion where you're just going back and forth. It feels really weird, but you don't really want to pick up your brush too much because then you're spreading the shadow too much. But you just want to move it back and forth really, really just carefully and gently, but just to smooth out the lines there. Don't go into the corners because that's what the other brush is for. It's too hard with this big awkward brush. If you feel like you can smooth it out a little bit because you know you don't have any other eyeshadows or anything sticking it there, so let's just smooth it out a little bit. Blend, blend, blend. So obviously you don't want any chunky lines which you drew on, so we're just trying to blend those out, moving it back and forth again in that crease line. Okay, so we've got it blended out. Beautiful. Now all we do is go into the corner eyes, and I'll just come bring you in again. So you can see that we're blended nice and evenly. And all we have to do now is just go into those corner areas and just pick up the blending in the corner. Let's smooth that out a little bit. There you go, blend, blend. But because, you know, you haven't, all you've got is your foundation on and, you know, maybe a bit of concealer, you don't have anything trying to grab this crayon and stick it to your eye. So it's quite malleable. All right, and again, underneath your eye, just gonna pick up my eyelash there, underneath your eye. And if you want, you can put a little bit more on underneath your eye if you need it. But if you've just got it coming out of the waterline already, then just use what you've got, like I have, and just connect it up nice and softly there. This doesn't seem to be blending quite so well. Okay. All right, so blend it up nice and softly there, and then you've basically got your finished product. A little bit more blending. Okay, so now you've got your finished product. 1, 2 beautiful, smoky, seamless eyes. So, you know, do whatever you want from here. Put a nude lip on. Okay, so there you have it. A beautiful, smoky, seamless, easy eye. Now, I just like to finish this off with one of my favorite nudes, which is, I have from another YouTuber that really loves this one. This is called Myth, and it's by M.A.C, and it does dry your lips out a little bit and all of those things. But anyway, it's really pretty, and just, you know, a small application of that just gives you a nice, you know, nude lip. And then if you want to, you can go over with a gloss. This is called Number One. I think they're discontinuing these, but they're really good, by Giorgio Armani, and just a little bit of that on the inside to give you a little bit of moisture, and you have a completed look. So there you go. You've got nice smoky eyes. You want to do quite a subtle cheek because you don't want to go too crazy. You've already gone, you know, quite heavy on your eyes, and a beautiful nude lip, and you're ready to go, day or night. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to click like and also subscribe. Thank you.